Can you hear me?
Audio's not working there, bud.
Your mic or my mic?
Not yet.
Um, Send a message on Facebook. Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Excellent. How come it says? How come it says brush fire? What's brush fire?
That's our
Or like,
that's our agency. So this is the
ah,
agency account.
right. Yo, how are you going?
Good, good. This
What are you getting up to?
uh, well, I think I'm officially at 15 in drip. So, like I said, I'm kind of starting to put different places.
Oh, you have 15 drip.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Jeez.
Well,
It's a nice
I'm taking
number.
things that have been sitting around, right, and doing absolutely nothing with.
Yeah. Let
And
me see. So I started when I started drip, I was very skeptical because it had a downline, and usually I'm quite fearful of the MLM industry. I mean, I've worked with people in MLM, and usually I'm quite fearful of the MLM industry, so I try not to go too into it.
hmm
Uh, but when I started, I bought 10 drip. It cost me $500. So this was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Now I have about 20 drip valued at $22,000.
Right.
So I have 20 drip. So it 4x in 2 months.
Oh yeah, no, and
Um,
I've actually started calling essentially my some of my go-to frontliners today. Um,
yeah, it's funny you said Forest Shark wasn't doxed. But I saw he got I saw the Manor farm. It was audited by Rug Doc, who basically you know have the details of the people behind the project. So I'm not sure what that means. Did he say that he wasn't?
yeah, he said that specifically in the the AMA with James Pelton, who I'm really starting to follow right now. Um,
Yeah, what did he say?
that yeah, he's officially not doxed. So, and
Ah, he's not.
the reason for that is because he basically like he understands why people think that he should be doxxed, but the reason why he thinks that he doesn't need to is because he's been involved with so many other previous projects, and going
Yeah.
back to as far as 2013, and then the reason he doesn't want to be fully doxxed is because he just doesn't want to have kind of the the threats and things that people can do
Oh
even if
yeah,
he does
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
wrong, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
People in DeFi, they're just such savages, man. They will rip you up.
yeah,
So I completely understand that. Uh, Usually, like, I don't have a problem of people not being doxxed as long as you can see everything that's going on. So one of the thing that makes him different uh, is is that all his work is not controlled by him. It's just a mechanism that in put place,
yeah,
and that's
exactly.
basically that's why I have faith in the project. Usually, if they're not doxed, I don't want to invest because in crypto there is so many things you can invest on. So why take more risk than you have to,
Right.
right? There is like for every one project, there's 10 other projects that you can invest in where someone else might be doxed.
Right.
And this was one of the reasons why I didn't put too much into drip. And this is why I didn't add in more over time. Just put in 500, see how it goes,
Yeah.
go with the flow. There's a few new ones as well. I just saw this one. In fact, let me see. So I saw, where is Discord? That is. So I joined this group few days ago. I'm not sure I quite trust them. So these guys, so this is called Chronodes. These guys are called Chronodes, but I think that's gonna fail. That's why I
Look
haven't.
into a one that if you're looking into nodes, I would look into Vaporfy.
Yeah. I saw James Pelton recommending that as well.
Yeah.
But I saw this, the Chronodes. I looked into this because it's new and a lot of people are talking about it.
Mhm.
But I just think these guys can't sustain this level. There's a huge dump that's incoming.
Mhm. How
You know
many?
what I mean?
So they've only been around since the middle of January.
Yeah, so they started back in near the end of mid December, they started and it wasn't taking action, it wasn't doing much, and it only started taking off early February. But yeah, I wasn't really too sure. This seems like more like a pump and dump to me.
Yeah.
So so I was like, I'm not gonna invest. But I didn't really like the tokenomics, even though they follow similar to strong block.
Mhm.
Sorry, strong nodes or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see. I might be wrong, but I didn't have a good feeling about this.
Well, there's always
And
going to
if
be, according to Forex, he's saying that there's always going to be the initial spike, and then there's going to be a hard fall, and then it starts leveling out. And if you're already starting to get that feeling from them that it's going to be a super hard fall, then
yeah, I think so. We'll discuss drip as well. Yeah, I think there's a big fall coming, and one of the reason for that, basically, these guys they get you to invest 20 nodes. A month ago, they were $1. They were $1 literally.
mm-hmm.
So $20 you could get a node, but these nodes are paying out one CRN a day, which is what $30.
Mm-hmm.
So you invest 20 and you get one of this a day. So I think there's a hard fall because it just really, nothing is impossible in crypto, but sustaining things long term at this level is insane. This is why I think this project can't cope, because there will be too much selling pressure as people want to get their initial investment back in the earliest time possible,
Right.
and then ride the wave. And without long-term holders and buyers, projects don't become sustainable. People just exit out too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Here, everyone is jumping on board because they're making money. And as soon as they start, going down, people wanna take their money and go, which is fair enough. That's what you should do anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is something I was looking into. Uh, the so the Animal Farm, this was like really hyped for a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to get into it because I was afraid of impermanent loss, which
Mm-hmm.
I was right to be. This is already uh, this is a good project. I do believe in them, just so you know, I'm not hating on them or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they're doing here is very revolutionary in DeFi. But so at the moment, the dogs token, so they have two tokens, the dogs and the pigs token.
Mm-hmm.
The pigs token is the governance token that they use to vote on stuff, the community.
Right.
and the dog token is like the main token
Mm-hmm.
for utility.
Yep.
But you can see it has gone down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, and again, I mean,
And
you're looking at what a launch of. They hyped it up. I just want to get I just want to get prepped so that when it does go, kind of
you're
figures
ready
out
to.
what the floor is, like
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what
it's
I.
hard. It's hard because at this point you would think, oh, maybe it hit the floor and it's not gonna go down. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I mean? Like at this level, it almost seems like it has hit the floor, but then you can see it kept going down. Um, but one of my biggest issue with this is that you needed you needed to provide liquidity, which is how you made the most amount of money by
Mm-hmm.
putting in liquidity in this contract.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what impermanent loss is?
No. Actually, I saw a link somewhere, and it might have been talking about that in their white paper.
Okay, no worries. I'll
But
I'll just tell you. So impermanent loss is, say you have $100 in Bitcoin and you have $100 in US dollars.
mm-hmm.
You can combine them together to make an LP tokens, and that's what allows liquidity, transfer of value from one to the other.
Okay.
But what happens is, imagine one Bitcoin goes $200 and $100 stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
When you pull out, you get half. So instead of getting one Bitcoin that was valued at $100, you actually get half a Bitcoin back because Bitcoin value has gone up to 200.
Mm-hmm.
So you get $100 back in Bitcoin, not $100, not the initial Bitcoin. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you would get, yeah, it's hard to explain. Watch some videos,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
can give you some visuals to show you. But this is why this is like, I had opportunities to get into the pre-sale, but I didn't because I was worried because there is such a high demand. Like Forex Shark is well known and there's a big community. At the moment they have like $300 million in this contract.
Right.
um, and because it was so hyped up and I knew it has a big community, I knew there was going to be a massive drop. That's why I didn't buy anything. i'm I'm
Well, like I
basically
said, I think it's
waiting.
gonna work just like drip. I just want
Oh yeah,
I
it's
just want
going.
to understand what the game is. You know, I mean
Okay,
that's what I'm trying to
so
understand.
pretty much they have different phases, but so there's two things you can do.
how does the manor farm how does the manor does that still play into this
So
at all?
yeah, so the manor farm was layer one, the animal farm is layer two.
Okay.
So it's the same contract, but there is added on layers to it. For example, so Bitcoin is just a layer one contract, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Ethereum has multiple layers. So Ethereum itself is layer one, but on top of Ethereum, you can build um, applications.
Right.
For example, OpenSea,
Mm-hmm.
that's layer two. And then layer three is actually the NFTs that are hosted within it for different games. Do you see
Okay.
how those layers work?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. So it's basically on top of Bitcoin. So Ethereum layer one and layer two is, platforms like OpenSea or, uh, different other platforms. And
Yeah.
then within those, you can have other projects that incubate. Like, yeah. So that's basically what this is. It just, so there was drip and then the manure farm and then the animal farm.
Okay.
Uh,
So
yeah. So
okay.
that's
So
what it is.
that makes
It's just
sense.
a layer. It's just the next layer.
Okay. So
Yeah.
does drip? So if we go back over to the manor, for example,
Yeah. Yeah.
does drip have anything to do with, like, see, I see the drip BUSD. What, I mean, what is
The
that?
drip. Oh, okay. So this is a liquidity contract.
Mm-hmm.
So what this means is if someone wants to buy BUSD, if someone wants to buy drip with BUSD on PancakeSwap, then the swap is happening by liquidity provided here.
Mm-hmm.
So what you are doing is you are letting someone buy drip with BUSD by having LP tokens. So this is a contract that allows other people to swap. And your reward is basically you get a percentage of fee. So when someone um,
So on the left hand is essentially, again, what you're going to be getting, if I remember right, and then the right hand is what it costs, or do I have that backward?
no. So if you wanted to get on this,
Mm-hmm.
you need say $1,000 of drip and $1,000 in BUSD.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you enable contract and you create a token and LP tokens. So what you do is they get drip slash BUSD and you need equal amount of both of these tokens. So you need equal amount of both of these tokens
Mm-hmm.
to create a pair. And you will see that by providing this liquidity, you get 0.17% of all trades in this pair. So if someone was to buy drip with BUSD or buy BUSD with drip, you get a percentage of the fee. Do you see what it means?
Okay. So okay. So
So
you essentially your comic what's the thing from Dragon Ball Z sort of thing, right? You're taking the two twins and you're pairing them together, right? And then
yeah, that's right.
okay, and
That's
then
right.
so then you kind of have your own hybrid sort of
Yeah,
sort
you have an hybrid tokens
right.
that other people are using to swap and swap or sell or buy using them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they do, you get a percentage of that sale.
Okay. Now it says here
So
you earn pigs. So do you literally earn the pig tokens from that then?
yeah. So this one you would earn pig tokens.
Okay.
So pig tokens. So when other people are using, instead of getting drip or BUSD, you get pig tokens. And these are tokens you can sell or
Steak.
or some people don't sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will use them to add in more in more contract,
Mm-hmm.
or they will use it to vote on what's happening. So you can go on the Pigpen and create LP tokens for the Pigpen only. So
Is that what
there's
just came
like,
out as the pig pen?
yeah. So all of these are new, and then they're being released slowly. Uh, so the strategy most people use is is basically provide liquidity and then get a percentage of the network fees. So far, since it's been launched, I think it was launched a few weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
they have given out $3 million in BUSD rewards, which is Binance US dollars.
Yeah.
But I'll let you know that a lot of people would have faced impermanent loss. So
Well, it needs to go stable. I mean, that's just the thing. While you're watching the market, nothing even suggests that it's coming back up yet. Um, Drip Garden.
yeah,
Drip Garden.
yeah.
That's
So
that's the other thing that I'm curious about.
so Drip Garden is the same, except so the Drip Garden is providing drip and BUSD LP tokens,
Mm-hmm.
except you can drop this on tax free. So in here, if you want to buy or sell, there's a 10% tax. The Drip Garden allows you to drop this without any without any network fees. And what this do is you basically swap these LP tokens for trees, and these trees are like a node. And so the trees, think of them like a node that you buy them once and you
Right.
can't sell them.
Right.
And those trees make seeds, and these seeds is what you can sell. Oh, sorry, instead of trees, they call it plants.
Plans. Right.
So basically, you use LP tokens to buy plants, and these plants produce seeds, and these seeds you can either plant back and make more tree plants, or you can sell them and make money. And what the planting the seed back is basically just compounding.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
That makes a little bit more sense. Okay.
Yeah, so you use LP tokens, the DRIP BUSD LP tokens, to buy a plant, which is like a node, and this plant will produce seeds, and these seeds you can sell, or yeah,
It's
it
so
just
confusing when they just start adding random names to it. And it's just like, just
yeah,
call it a
the
node.
reason I think the reason they do this is because firstly, like government officials, they don't understand it too well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, if you have a token called dogs and pigs, they don't take it seriously.
Right.
Like there is less eyes in DeFi because of the language they use.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe.
Right.
Might not be true.
Well, if you can find any videos that are out there that kind of go over this in longer detail, like I'm not saying that you're doing a bad job. I just want to be able to understand it myself, that where they kind of go into a strategy of
Um,
what they're doing, because obviously you haven't put anything into it yet, right? So
no, I haven't put anything into it. I wanna see. I wanna see how this goes
mm-hmm.
before I go in. I wanna go in when the growth starts, not when it's going down.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
And I knew it's gonna go down for a while because firstly, the crypto market is not well. Secondly, it's very uncertain. And thirdly, there was too much hype. I know in long term this project will do well,
Well, and
but
I mean, hell, I'd rather take my rewards with drip, which is a sure thing, versus
yeah,
gamifying it, right?
drip, yeah, it gives you 1% daily, very sustainable, right?
Yeah.
Uh, the drip garden gives you, the seeds and the plants. This gives you 3%, by the way, 3% a day.
Mm-hmm.
They do
So
say it's
okay, so
very,
let's go back into this real quick.
yeah,
Um, so we wanted to let's say that we wanted to make a node or a plant, right?
yeah.
Right. So
So the, so the
what
process,
would be needed to do that?
so to make this,
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you this. So you need DRIP and BUSD LP tokens
Mm-hmm.
to
And
buy
your
one
wallet.
plant
Okay. In your wallet.
in
Okay.
your wallet.
Okay.
Yeah, so you will need to create it. So if you press how to start gardening,
Mm-hmm.
it will tell you need a DRIP BUSD. Actually, let me see, where is it? So you need to buy plants using DRIP LP tokens. So you need to create one, and the way you create it
Is
is
having
by having
at least.
equal amount of DRIP and
Mm-hmm.
BUSD in value.
Mm-hmm.
For example, 500 DRIP and 500 BUSD.
Now, does it have to be exactly in your wallet exactly 500 and 500, or does it you just need it?
Yeah, it has to be exact.
Okay. So
Uh,
you can't
yeah,
just say that I want you to take 500 of this, thumbs up on the contract, 500 of this, thumbs up on the contract, and then did it.
no, it's at the So do you know, so we need to actually create the LP tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you can create the LP tokens is this. So if you go over to pools, no, we need to go to farms. If we go to the farm and see this drip and BUSD,
Mm-hmm.
and you press get drip slash BUSD, and you go to
Oh, so
pancake
those are okay. Got it. Got it. So those
Yeah,
are
so you
the
actually need to create an LP tokens, and you need to say, I want, so you need to create, so these two gets combined into one token
okay. And then
that have equal value.
that's what goes into your wallet. You have that then. What
Yeah,
and then
and
you go
that's
back
what,
over to the drip. So how
and
many
then,
what's the price of a plant or a seed
so,
or whatever? It'll tell you how many based on how many you have or
yeah, it should tell you. So if I put one, I don't have any,
okay,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
hard
yeah.
to tell.
Yeah. Oh,
So if
plants.
you,
Okay.
so there you go. So for two LP tokens,
Mhm.
you would get 12 plants. So it should say, and these plants basically make, seeds, and
Okay.
it's pretty much, it's pretty much,
That right there, that would be the next step. I'm not gonna play that pigs and dogs game yet. I maybe
yeah. I would hold off on pigs and dogs because the impermanent loss is not too uncertain. I mean, it has very high APR, which is 267, you can see.
hmm
This will go down as more people provide liquidity
So
because,
that's level 3 of the game, man.
yeah, that's level 3. Yeah, so don't go on this just yet.
yeah.
Um, I would probably go on drip BUSD before I go in the liquidity providing,
hmm
because also what happens, sometimes your liquidity is locked for a certain period.
Right.
uh, yeah, so I wouldn't go into this just yet. You can go to drip garden. It's just like buying a node. uh, it's just like buying a node. I think this will do better than most nodes out there, to be honest, in the long run, because a lot of nodes are not sustainable. Like, I'll be honest with you, I really don't like nodes because I got in on ring nodes and I put $300 in,
hmm
which is not a lot of money, right?
Right. Right.
But it failed because they tried too hard to give the return to back to the investors.
hmm
So when you try to get returns too quickly, things tend to fail
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah,
there's
cuz
a lot of sell pressure. And this is why I saw Drip would succeed, because when in December, when crypto market was crashing, everyone was taking money out because they didn't want to lose it. Whereas
right.
on Drip,
Yeah.
no one could
Well, and
take it out
that's
because,
exactly what Forex said in that AMA is like, with everything going to hell in a handbasket, be it the market, be it rest of crypto, you look at Drip and it's just like, eh, you know, we
Drip has gone up. When everything was going down, I bought Drip around $45,
mm-hmm.
and now it's over 100, obviously, and it has grown in price since then,
Yeah.
which is absolutely crazy. Um, yeah, so this is why I thought Drip would do well, is because people can't take money out on a panic sell,
Mm-hmm.
whereas it gets released slowly, and the taxes make sure there is sufficient for everyone to go around.
So
Uh,
here's my plan for now, just FYI.
yeah.
I am going to have my main account, which is obviously connected to you, but then I'm going to probably create I would say two daughter accounts of mine, because as you know, people do create multiple accounts.
Yeah. People do create multiple accounts. Um, yeah, go for it if that's what you want to do. I personally just went on one.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, the reason for
but
that is
here,
because
here's
you're gonna max out, right? Mm.
yeah. So I want you to think about this, right? So sometimes in crypto, you do need to pull out, right? Because you might have things in life and you need the money for.
Hmm.
Whereas with drip, you don't have that option.
Right.
So
Dude,
just
the crypto that I've had has been in there for like 4 or 5 years. Like,
okay, there
I'm
you
not gonna
go.
pull it out. I was
Okay,
hoping
okay,
for
there
it to
you go.
grow, right?
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, in that case, that's fine. But just something to consider.
You've not
Um,
seen me play video games before, apparently, because when I buy something, I mean for the houses to become hotels. That's just how I've always played those games where you can buy like little businesses and they crank things up. So no, I get it, and that's kind of
yeah.
why.
So
That's huh?
just keep that in mind. But yeah, go for it. Drip, put some in. The drip garden that gives 3%, which is like 3 times more a day. So that's pretty nice as well. And then yeah, the Animal Farm is like next level game. Um, we did we did it's a lot of money. I kind of feel bad because a lot of people, I think initially, when it launched, there was 600 million there.
Oh, and pigs
In
and
pigs
dogs.
and dogs, there
Yeah.
were 600 million.
Hmm.
So it almost dropped 50% in the past month.
Yeah.
And that's what I
But
was
that's that
scared of.
rise that you're talking about, right? Is that they have the
Yeah, that's
rise
the
and
right.
it falls down, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna figure out where the floor is. So
It's better that happen instead of doing a pump and a dump. That's what that's why it stops investors from getting in. Whereas having that high demand at the beginning and then dropping and then slowly picking up, that's when you start attracting people with more money, because they say it's a growing community,
yeah.
like it's a growing project. That's where things go on. uh, yeah, I'm glad to hear what you're watching videos and doing some of the stuff. uh,
Yep.
I've been working on streamlining. I've been working on streamlining the onboarding process. So what I'm basically doing is I'm working in the back end. So my course, this actually don't. So I created an onboarding form
Hmm.
just to make it easier to onboard people. So I know. So crypto onboarding form. This is it. So I'm trying to understand where people are before they join. And one of the thing I started doing, asking where they're in crypto. Do they have a MetaMask wallet? Do they know how to add networks? Do they have any centralized exchange account? Do they know how to use a decentralized exchange? Have they ever participated in different things? Have they invested in DeFi before? Cryptocurrencies they bought before?
Right.
Making sure they know the disclaimer, booking in calls and all this kind of stuff that I need to know. So I've been working in the back end to optimize this, and also working to make sure when people join, they get a nice thank you page that's customized to them. It just increases more trust. I mean, you guys that join me, you guys are very, very early,
Hmm.
you know, to join my journey. I'm just making sure I can scale well and have the system in place. So after people buy, they go to a page like this.
Yeah.
Whereas you didn't have any of this.
Well,
They
dude,
go.
I mean, I here's the thing is that as I don't know how in verse you are with Sam Ovens, but that's my thing. Like what you do in the agency world is not necessarily my thing. My thing is helping businesses create courses.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
you
there you
know.
go.
So what you're doing here is totally this is the flow is that you create V1, right, which is just enough
Yeah,
to do what you helped me
yeah.
do, even though it was a dumbass project, but it was my fault for going stupid on it. Um,
No, no, no. Yeah, be careful. It was a high risk project. I mean, I myself went a little bit stupid on it as well. This is why that's the lesson I learned with the drip is I went, let's give it some time to see for the dust to settle. If it's successful, then it will be successful for a
yeah,
long time.
yeah,
So it's all about the long-term gains. But now every crypto project is, not performing.
except for drip.
Yeah, it's just a bad time.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, the USDT goes down a little bit, but as he was again saying in the in a world of everything falling apart, the drip is like an island. It's just like, yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
that's right. Yeah, I think Drip is the only project that I haven't lost any money on since the fall.
yeah. And
Everything
right
has
now, as I've been
increased.
talking to you, I've already did I already gain a dollar? No, I didn't gain a dollar that quick.
Mm,
No, maybe maybe 15 cents. Well, there goes another tick. Okay,
yeah,
it's getting quicker. It was definitely quicker than it was at 500 bucks. I'll tell you
they
that much.
this they say compound for every $20.
Hmm.
That's what the consensus is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I did. So if you look here, I haven't actually compounded the past few days. I still have like two drip. You can see I have two drip that I can collect. I'm just collecting this because I might allocate it to this stuff. I'm just seeing what's happening in case I need to, cash that out and use it on some of the other stuff.
Right.
Because in crypto, it's easy to keep putting more money in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Did you see have you seen the drip Kelly's calculator?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I had a quick look. I haven't played around with it.
Oh my god, dude, she went nuts. You want to talk about?
Yeah.
I mean, that's her background is that she's a NASA scientist. So,
Oh, is she?
yeah. So
There's,
she
there's,
go ahead.
there's another YouTuber called the Calculator Guy.
Mm-hmm.
He also makes calculators for a lot of DeFi tools and cryptos and things like that. If you
Yeah,
want to
hit
check
me
it
up
out.
with like I said, any videos that you think make more sense or strategically, send them over to me. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, I yeah, like right now, just because of how shady the I'm gonna definitely rage quit on Wonderland because I don't know what the hell their plan is. They haven't really done anything with that. Um, which I was watching them as I was considering jumping over, right? And they people that were in Fort were also in Wonderland as well.
yeah, I was in Wonderland. I put $1,000 in just to see how it goes. I think it's worth like $150 now, $200. Uh, I know, but here's the thing. I have about half of it, half memo, you know,
Yeah,
and 2 months ago, one memo was like $8,000. So on one side, it could have been $4,000. The other side, it goes, $200.
yeah,
So you basically bet $800 to win, 400. And sometimes it just see, I was very bullish on Wonderland. It had, so much going on. because one of the guy was doxxed, which is Danielle, a lot of people said, okay, I believe him.
Yeah.
But the other one was not doxxed, and seems like he wasn't doxxed for good reasons.
Yeah, no, I've understood the entire Saifu situation.
Yeah, Cypher situation. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, that was
Yeah, come
dodgy.
on, dude. Really? You're gonna get a scam artist as your treasury guy? Why would you do that? That doesn't. Anyway.
Well, I just don't like people that when they rip other people off, like,
Well, Abby, currently.
yeah, oh, yeah, this guy, my God. He's like, he's, he's just fucking everyone, but he's also a very intelligent guy. He's very smart, and he's doing it because he knows he can play this in a way to get away with it. You see, in crypto, the people that make most money are founders and long-term holders.
Hmm.
Is the traders that lose most amount of money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So all the money from traders are going to founders and long-term holders, and it's because of market liquidations. One guy, so the first project called Olympus DAO, that's where that came first, and then all the other DAOs came about from it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
That guy,
Yeah.
one whale sold his shares, and he owned so much that the price sank by 44% when he sold his shares.
So that was Ohm. That was the original Ohm.
That was, yeah, Olympus DAO was the
No
original
kidding.
one.
Wow.
He had so much that when he sold, it sank the price by 44%. And the biggest issue and the reason for that is because not because he owned that much, he did have a big share, maybe like 5% or 3%.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason it sank so much is because what a lot of people do is they borrow money to invest more. It's called, they take leverage and they borrow based on what they have. They take collateral. And what happens is when someone really big sells all their shares, it triggers market liquidation. So other people that have borrowed money to buy more of it, their positions end because the price dropped too much. And that creates a cascade where more and more people
Well, and
gets
see, yeah,
liquidated.
exactly. That's the exact reason why I'm going to stay away from base one crypto. And like, as long as forex is cool, I'm going to stay in his. Like, he's literally making the Apple like equivalent of crypto right now, because
Yeah, he does very high quality work, very respected, very, transparent with his work. In DeFi, you don't have a problem until you have a problem.
hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah,
that's
like
just it,
people
right?
say,
It's like do the math first, right? Do the math, and don't go like completely stupid, but 10 10% again. Put the money in that you don't necessarily need. The money that you could normally put on, to a nice dinner or something on the weekend or several, and then that do the average add in sort of thing. But no, I get it. I get it. But I just think that his is like such a safe bet right now that it's ridiculous. So look at, like I said, look at. I'm gonna. We can go do our things here, but check out Kelly's video, like seriously. And the
right,
reason the
I'll have a
reason
look.
yeah, the reason why is that she incorporated the max limits on the days, like the actual payout days, and then how much you can actually have as far as like accumulated. And she tried to, when she was making that calculator, kind of made sure that she found like the thing where the two limits were on the same day.
Hmm. Yeah, so with DRIP, there's a maximum payout of 100,000 DRIP.
Which is
So
actually what was it? 20 comes down to 27,000 after like taxes or something like that.
yeah.
She says she calls it 27,000. That's her magic number. I don't know where she's getting that because what I've heard is what you've said.
And what was her initial amount?
Couldn't tell you, but she got in roughly around the time that it sounded like about the time you did.
Ah, really?
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. I knew drip. I first heard about a drip when it was like $28, but I wasn't sure. I didn't do enough research.
$20. $20. That's when she got in. $20.
She got it at 20. Yeah, she would have gotten a few weeks before me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 28 when I heard about it. Then I was watching it, doing my research. By the time it went to 40, and I was like, oh shit, I'll wait for it to drop down. And then I researched a little bit more and I was like, yeah, it's not going down. I'm gonna have to get in right now.
Yeah. No, that's
And
what I
then
was realizing too.
and when I made that video, I was telling people, that video I made like maybe a month and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling people, this is gonna go to 100. It is. My next prediction, I think, is gonna go to 500.
Oh
One
God,
drip,
yeah.
I
Well,
think.
that's what I've been telling people. I mean, this is going to be like the next kind of Satoshi sort of situation where you're going to
Yeah,
have
I
like
think
these
one drip will.
big old
Yeah,
giant drips, right? Which is a
mhm,
Bitcoin. No, it's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Once they have like a better UI and things like this, because I think one of the problem is it's
Yes,
not
the UI it
obvious
looks like it's
and
like
it's
from
complex.
2009 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, once they do this, but they have been really successful because of the referral system,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
the
don't
referral.
call it MLM, call it affiliate cuz you can
Yeah, it's more like an affiliate system.
yeah.
I said MLM because there are tiers within the.
Oh yeah, there's definitely people that
Yeah,
are doing like drop shipping, but hey man, I mean you have a team now
yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
So
I do. So if you look in here,
yeah,
these are
the BREP.
these are the tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the BREP tokens
Mm-hmm.
you need. And
Yeah.
if you want to 15 people downline, you need like 1,597.
So do the math on that, and that's going to be 800 times 1597. All right.
So one BREP is about
Oh, is it
$300. So
300
that's
right
half
now?
a million.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's $500,000.
Well, you know, when you have that.
But when it first came out, these were like few dollars.
Oh, really?
It just gone up so much because everyone wanted to build their own team and have that.
Mm.
Even like the big YouTubers, they only have like 6 or 7 levels because it gets too expensive after that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, fun times, man. Okay, so I think understand it. So that's why you're kind of leaving out the drip so that you can play with Garden. And then
Yeah,
you get
so
the BUSD then is an actual. So is that's a that's a USD, that's a stable coin from the Binance.
Binance, yeah. So but BUSD is a Binance stable coin.
Mm-hmm.
So you need drip, equal amount of drip and Binance tokens
Mm-hmm.
to create LP tokens
Mm-hmm.
on PancakeSwap. And then with the LP tokens, you can buy plants. And once you buy the plants, it's the same as drip. You just.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying is that nodes, like any kind of node that's out there, especially like again, there's Vapor one,
Yeah,
like
no.
that is pretty much drip, but just with nodes. The way that they did it over there,
Yeah,
it's just like
yeah. I'll check out Vapor. I haven't seen it yet.
yeah.
I
Check
heard
out his
about.
interview. Check out his AMA with those guys. They're pretty legit. I like them. So
Yeah, I will. I have been focusing a lot on content creation.
yep, that's my day job. I get it.
Yeah, man.
It's not your thing, man. I know. You're the Mr. Funnel Builder. I get it.
I have, but I have built a lot of videos in the past. I've built, I've built hundreds of videos. So these are the videos I've made in the past 5 days.
Dang.
But some of them I have to retake. There's like 33 videos. Some of them I have to retake. So I am making a lot of videos,
Don't
and
worry
they
about
have
it
their
so
own.
much. I mean, it's just get version 1 out, dude. Like get version 1.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want me to if you ever need assistance with like the whole Sam Ovens thing, since he's not even doing that first level anymore. Did you know that? He's not even doing
Who?
Sam Ovens is no longer doing Accelerator.
Is it not?
Yeah, he's only going to be doing and I know Sam from 2012. Like he and I go way back. Not personally, but we know a mutual guy that's friends of both of ours. Um, but Sam, he's stopped with Accelerator, and now he's only doing Up Level and Quantum, his mastermind. And
Mm.
Up Level is where he basically teaches people how to do courses. But the way that he teaches how to do courses, um, he's basically teaching you what Alex Hermosi teaches, sort of, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've read 100 Million Office a few weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah, it's all
Yeah.
right.
That was actually good.
It's a good book, but it doesn't teach you how to do idea extraction. So that's kind of a missing element. It's like, oh yeah, once you have your idea, this is how you structure it and make it better. Well, he doesn't really teach you how to get that initial idea. What's the right way of doing that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. I guess you do have to be bit of an you do have to be a bit of an expert to be able to generate those ideas. Like those
well,
ideas come when you understand the industry really well.
yeah.
You can't get those ideas without being an expert.
Well,
So
and that's
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 where
that's what Sam helps people do.
that's what he.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because what
Yeah.
he
All right.
does, his training came from is where how I know him is that back in the day there was a dude by the name of Dane Maxwell, and
Um,
Dane, he and Andy Drish ran an organization called the Foundation, and then the
oh yeah.
Foundation is what Sam and I went through. Sam was a class. He could have technically have been a mentor of mine, but he was a class before me, and then he was like part of that V1 group, right? The version 1
Mm,
of the course group, and then I was like one of the first
yeah.
betas, right? Well,
Yeah.
the
Right.
point being is that um, he never really did anything with that other than the fact that he took the general knowledge of it and kind of applied it to consulting, and that's where he went with it. Whereas the rest of us all kind of developed SaaS platforms. So, anyway, you got things to do, bud. We'll see you. You're out.
Okay. No worries.
All
See
right.
ya.
All right. I know you got things to do. We'll see you. Bye.
Yeah, I've got so much. Bye. See ya. See ya.
Bye.